Okay, here we are back in Stationeers. We're gonna start up with our test on Mars, our little base, and we're gonna continue where we left off yesterday. Start by loading up the game. Let's see. Just gotta make one little adjustment here. There we go. All right. Perfect. All right, so I put my face over his so you can see this part of the screen over here because last time it was a bit locked down. Okay, so we have our base. We've got the windows up. And what we're going to do now is get some power. So, in order to suck the air out of here and put the atmosphere in that we want, we need to put up some power. And we're going to need to use our airlock kit. So what I'm going to do is go into my tool belt, which is closed right now. So if I left click on tool belt, it opens up. I can drag my tool belt over here, and then I have access to my tool belt and then my mining as well as my backpack. And then I'm going to use my wrench, but first I'm going to put some of these back just to give myself a little space. Oops, drop that on the ground. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this airlock kit with me. And the way you do that is you use your wrench. You can disconnect it from the pod and use your free hand to pick up the crate. Now, these crates are a bit dodgy in the way they move around. So you want to always back in through your airlock. Otherwise, it can clip through the wall and then possibly kill you, which nobody wants. All right, now to make an airlock, we're going to have an active vent, which is going to allow us to suck the air out. So this is our active vent, and if you look, you can see it has, in the build state, power and data on one side, which is the small side. And the other side is, you can see there's a larger circle. That's for the pipe, where the air is going to come in and out. So we're going to put the pipe at the top and the power at the bottom. If I remove this wall, you can see the power connector at the bottom right there. And the pipe connector, if we take a look outside, is right there. I can actually activate my jetpack, and you can see the hole where the pipe's going to go through. Now what we're going to do is run a pipe out to a roof vent. That allows us to pull the air out of here and expel it outside. So we need a passive vent. This one is powered. This vent doesn't do anything except allow air to pass through it in a passive way. It doesn't need power to do that. And we're going to put it on the roof right here. Okay, and then we're going to connect those two with a pipe. So in the airlock kit, you have 20 yellow pipes. We don't need 20 to do this, but you right click on the pipe. You can cycle through the various types of pipes. So pipe straight, sorry, that C moves the orientation of the pipe. Pipe straight, pipe corner, pipe T-junction, pipe cross junction, 5-way junction, 6-way junction, 3-way junction, 4-way junction, and back to straight. The more junctions you have, the more pipes you use. So this will only use one. So we're going to use pipe corner. And yellow means that it's going in to one of the slots. See, green, nothing. It's not connected to anything. Here it's connected. If I change the orientation, here it's connected. Red, it won't work. Okay, and now you can see we have connected our pipe. So we can suck in air from the inside and blow it out here, which will allow us to clear out our base. However, it's going to need power. And in order to give it power, we're going to need a area power control from our electrical kit. So back on our ship, if we go over here, we have survival, hydroponics, back to construction, electrical supplies. And in our electrical supplies, we have, yes, an area power control. So we might as well just bring that with us as well. So we'll disconnect it. Oops. Switch to the wrench, disconnect it, let it fall off. Get close enough to grab the handle. See how it's kind of clippy there. And our base is, remember we said face that way, turn left. There we go. And I'll show you it going in. If you want to go in this way, you can, but it gets a bit difficult because it likes to clang off stuff. So it's just easier to back it in. But if you're careful, you can do it. So here's an area power control. So this device, we'll just put it on the floor and have a look at it. So what this does is it separates power on a network, and you use your crowbar to open it up. There's power comes in one side, and then power input here, output there. Okay, and it controls the flow of power. Open it up, you have an on-off switch and a space for a battery. Okay, so you would take a battery like this right here, and you would put it in here, and then if I was to turn that on and have wires hooked up to it, it would drain that battery to send power elsewhere. However, if I had this hooked to a power source, it would charge that battery, and this battery would act as a backup. What we're going to do is we're going to put that over here to control our power. So we're going to have power come in from the ceiling, from a solar panel, and down into the rest of our airlock. And this will control our power into the base. Okay. Now we're going to need a solar panel. Well, fortunately we have one right here. And the solar panel goes up here. We're going to put it on the roof. You see we have difficulty putting it there because we put our vent there, but that's okay, we can put it here. And the sun comes up over there. Oh, we don't want it that way because you see there's a little power connector here, and then we'd have to run the cable all the way around. It makes more sense if we put it this way. So pressing C will rotate the solar panel, and we're going to put our power there. Now we wanted our power to run down there. We're going to connect it into our area power control, and we're going to connect it with these cables. You put the cables in your hand, and you can run cables. Again, right click to open up the cable, wheel mouse to show the different states of cable you can have, and C to rotate the cable. We want it to come up out of here, switch to a corner, then place it, switch to a straight, place it, and we're going to bring it down here into here. So a green is not connected to anything, yellow is connected to something, but we want to curve, and we'll hit C to rotate, and it connects to the area power control. Then we're going to connect it to this guy here, and eventually we're going to want to bring it all the way down. So we'll use a 3 junction, and then we can just bring this down. And the reason I say that is because right now we have manual doors, but we're going to want electrical doors at some point, or power doors, and the power door connectors are down here and here and here and here. So we'll get those eventually. Maybe we'll just do it now. Well, it's easier to bring in all of your crates through these doors. The composite doors have a much smaller opening, so we'll stick with these for now. But what I want to do is I want to change this wire because I want to run it this way. So you need your wire cutters to make any changes. So if you're going to connect to an existing wire, you need wire cutters. But what I can do is just put it this way and run it vertically along. Now if you go out back here, you'll see it'll show you on the wall outside what's happening. And what I want to do is go from here across. And the reason for that is I want to bring power inside the base. So now we have power hooked up to this guy. We have a solar panel, but we haven't turned this guy on. So we're going to turn this guy on. And now if I put this on inward, So what it shows is the way the button would go if I were to click it. So right now it's on outward. That means if I turn it on, it will blow air out. I want it to suck air in because I want to suck all the air in here into this vent and out of that vent. So we're going to do this. We're going to switch it to inward. And if I close this door, you'll see in here we have 2 kilopascals, and I click this button. Oh, we don't have power because we didn't put a battery in. So we'll put a battery in. Now, all the air is coming out, and you can see the air is moving. See the little whooshies? And you can see this tells you here your external atmosphere. Now, to get an accurate external atmosphere, you use your tablet, turn it on, and you see it shows right here the pressure. Here it says 0 kilopascals, but here it measures in pascals, which is less than a kilopascal. So to ensure that you have all of the oxygen and all of everything out of this room, you go stand as far away from the vent as possible and watch it on your tablet. Because even though it shows 0 here, you have a temperature, and that's a clue that there's still a little bit of air left in here. And if you want this to be a perfect vacuum, you have to get all of this air out. Otherwise, the temperature is just going to build and build. And I left my crowbar in there, so I'll put that back. Now, it told me my power was low, but I have this device here. What device are you asking? It is a battery charger. Now, our power is coming in here, and then it's coming down here and through here. But I don't want to put my battery charger on this side of my area power control because I'll just be draining that battery. If I put my power here and I take a cable and connect it to here, to the solar panel, now when I put a battery in there, it'll draw power from the solar panel, not from this battery. Let's double check that. All right. So it should be drawing power from the solar panel. But what I think is happening is it's going to power this one first. Oh, and by opening the door without closing this door, I just filled this place full of air. So we're back to square one. All right, and we're losing power here. If I turn this off, still losing power. Blue, red means losing power. Blue, green means gaining power. So we're losing power because, oh, we didn't hook up our solar panel, that's why. You need to put a piece of glass in it. So let's close this door, turn off this vent, and we're gonna let the air in from outside into here, but not into the base. Then we're gonna put a piece of glass in our hand, jump up with the jetpack, and connect the piece of glass to this panel. Now it's gonna get power. And you can tell that by putting your pointer over it. You see we're getting 1% power, 3 watts. And the reason for that is the sun is way over there and it's not a very good angle. When it came up this morning, it went over here and this way across. We would have got some sun, but now we're not getting any. So we'll have to wait till tomorrow. Hydration critical. So you see down here my food and water. Hydration critical means my water is now below 19%. I am getting thirsty. In the pod, at the start, you have some backup food supplies and some backup water supplies. You have more in this pod here, but for now, that's what they give us for emergency. Plus, we have some in our suit. So just take those out. I'm going to close this door. I'm going to suck all the air out of here so that I preserve the air that's in there. Turn this on. Open up my tablet. You can see we have nothing in here. NA 0, which means it's safe to open this door. But we still had some air left over in here, so we're just going to keep that going to clear out the remainder of this room. Because eventually we're going to want to put our own atmosphere in here, and we don't want, well, that stuff's not too bad, but we want to start fresh. Mars is pretty forgiving. Now, what you can do is you can unlock your helmet. You can just drop that on the floor for now. We'll drop that on the floor for now. Put this away. Put a water bottle in one hand, a cereal bar in the other, and in a vacuum, if you eat and drink quickly, open your helmet, drink, drink, drink. You see I have some warnings. My pressure's critical. It's not good. Close my helmet. Okay, now I've established my stuff is going back up. All my warnings are not there anymore, and we're good. And we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to switch hands. We're going to open our helmet, and we're quickly going to eat some of the cereal bar. Okay, and we close it back up, and we're still alive. We can put these back in our suit for later. And you can see our vitals are 99% food, 123% water, and we're good. And how is our atmosphere? Our atmosphere in here, oh, it's getting there. It's down to point, in the back corner, 0.134, 0.0. We're almost perfectly vacuum in here, which is our goal. Just about. See, the temperature is now 20 degrees Celsius in here because the sun hits the glass and it heats up the glass, which heats up the room. And then it gets too hot. We can only, oh, there we go. Now we're perfect vacuum, which means there'll be no heat. We can survive in here without overheating. However, we can't breathe in here. But later on, we're going to put some atmosphere in here, and then we're going to put some cooling in here, and then we'll put some food and water in here, and we'll be all set. So we can turn this off now. We can see we've drained the battery a little bit. Not too bad. This one's not charging yet because we don't have any power coming in solar-wise. We're going to close up this door, and we're going to go out this door. And we're going to bring in some more stuff from our ship. So we should bring in our water and our oxygen. Because eventually, we're going to have to put some water and oxygen on. And can I get it? No, missed. I got it that time. Okay. Now, where's the base, you ask? Oh, it's over here. Now, I do have something that I'm concerned about. This fuel canister right here. If left outside in a storm, it will explode. Because it'll get damaged by the storm and then it will pop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it down here for now. I'm going to grab an iron frame and I'm going to pop it right there. Then I'm going to put that frame back, go to my construction crate, and I'm going to grab some of those iron sheets. Grab my welder. Where's my welder? There's my welder. In this section here, we have a thing called a connector. We're going to grab that with us, and I'll show you why. What I'm going to do is head back to our base. I'm going to weld this down. And then I'm going to grab this connector. I'm going to take the connector and I'm going to put it here. It's just temporary to hold this in place. I'm not actually going to hook pipes up to it yet. I will in the future. We'll get rid of that for now. Put my wrench in here. Pick this up. Put it on the connector loosely. Then using my wrench, connect it to the connector. Now that's safe. It won't blow away and it won't take storm damage, which is good because it's full of explosive gas and we don't want it to explode. Now we're going to go in here, close this, turn this on to clear it out. Make sure we're clear. Give it a second or two. Open this door, bring this connector inside, and we're going to bring this inside. This way we can fill up our oxygen later if we need to, and it's protected from storm damage in here. Got to do that for our water. And then we'll bring the rest of the other guys in next time. Just want to get our water safe. We got food, we got water, we got oxygen. Those are all pretty important. Close this. Again, turn it on. Vacuum out the gas we don't want, turn it off, open the door, bring the water in. I'll park it over here for now, and there you go. All right, next time we'll bring in the rest of our guys and we'll start setting up the atmosphere inside our base. Thanks for watching. See you next time.